Meditation for Dummies by S.Bodian. Cultivating positive, healing states of mind. Some meditations aim to open the heart and develop certain life-affirming qualities like compassion, loving kindness, equanimity, joy, or forgiveness. In brackets, see Chapter 10. On a more practical level, you can use meditation to cultivate a proactive, healthy immune system, or to develop poise and precision in a particular sport. For example, you can visualize killer T cells attacking your cancer, or imagine yourself executing a dive without a single mistake. In brackets, see Chapter 16. There are the kinds of meditations I've chosen to call cultivation, where contemplation aims to investigate, inquire, and ultimately see deeply into the nature of things. Cultivation can help you transform your inner life by directing the concentration you develop to strengthen positive, healthy mind states and withdraw energy from those that are more reactive and self-defeating. Making meditation your own. Developing and directing your awareness may be the foundation of effective meditation, but like any good foundation, it's only the beginning. The next step is to build your house brick by brick, meditation session by meditation session, discovering what works for you and what doesn't, until your practice is grounded and stable. Or to hearken back to the journey metaphor, awareness is the muscle that propels you up the mountain, but you need to choose your route, find your pace, and navigate the obstacles that get in your way. In other words, you need to fashion and maintain your own practice and troubleshoot the difficulties that arise. Designing your own practice. When you begin to develop and direct your awareness in meditation, you are faced with the challenge of putting all the pieces together into an integrated practice that's uniquely suited to your needs. In brackets, for more on designing your own practice, see chapter 13. For example, you may find yourself drawn to forms of meditation that emphasize focused concentration and have only minimal interest in the more open, allowing quality of receptive awareness. Or you may cherish the peace and relaxation you experience when you simply sit quietly without any effort or focus, not even the effort to be aware. Or you may have a specific purpose for meditating, such as healing an illness or resolving a disturbing psychological issue, and only feel drawn to approaches that help you meet your goals. The key is to experiment with different forms of meditation and trust your intuition to tell you which ones are best suited for you at this particular point on your journey up the mountain. Inevitably, yin and yang tend to balance each other out. That is, you may start out with intense concentration and end up with more relaxed, receptive awareness, or begin in a more receptive mode and gradually discover the virtues of focus. The journey of meditation has its own lessons to teach, and no matter what your intentions may be, you generally end up encountering those lessons that you were destined to learn. Of course, if you intend to maintain your practice from week to week and month to month, which is the only way to reap the benefits of meditation, you probably need to draw on some of those time-honored qualities that every sustained enterprise requires: motivation, discipline, and commitment. In brackets, see chapters 4 and 9. Though they've gotten a bad rep in Western culture, where people generally expect to have their needs met right now, if not sooner, these qualities are actually not difficult to cultivate, and in fact arise naturally when you're engaged in, and dare I say it, passionate about what you are doing. Troubleshooting the challenges. As your meditation practice deepens and evolves, you may find yourself encountering unexpected challenges that you don't quite know how to handle. Here again, the mountain metaphor comes in handy. Say you are halfway up the trail and you hit a patch of icy terrain, or boulders block your path, or a thunderstorm sends you scurrying for cover. What do you do now? Do you pull out your special equipment and consult pre-established guidelines for dealing with the difficulties? Or do you just have to improvise as best you can? The good news, as I mentioned earlier in this chapter, is that people have been climbing this mountain for thousands of years, and they've crafted tools and fashioned maps for traversing the terrain as smoothly and painlessly as possible. For example, if powerful emotions like anger, fear, sadness, or grief sweep through your meditation and make it difficult for you to stay present, you can draw on techniques for losing their grip. In brackets, for guidelines on meditating with challenging emotions and habitual patterns, see chapter 11. Or if you encounter some of the common obstacles and roadside distractions on the path of meditation, such as sleepiness, restlessness, rapture, or doubt, you can count on time-honored methods for moving beyond them so you can continue on your way. Remember, mindfulness meditation as a way of life. Although I provide a variety of different techniques for your enjoyment and exploration, this book offers as its primary approach what the Buddhists call mindfulness, ongoing attention to whatever arises moment to moment. Based on my years of experience and training, I've found that mindfulness, which blends concentration and receptive awareness, is one of the simplest techniques for beginners to learn, and also one of the most readily adaptable to the busy schedules most of us face. After all, if you're like me, you're primarily concerned with living a more harmonious, loving, stress-free life, not lifting off into some disembodied spiritual realm, divorced from the people and places you love. In fact, the beauty, belonging, and love you seek are available right here and now. You only need to clear your mind and open your eyes, which is precisely what the practice of mindfulness is intended to teach. When you pay attention to your experience from moment to moment, you keep waking up from the daydreams and worries your mind fabricates, and returning to the clarity, precision, and simplicity of the present, where life actually takes place. The great thing about mindfulness is that you don't have to limit your practice to certain places and times. You can practice waking up and paying attention wherever you happen to be at any time of the day or night. Whatever you experience on your journey, you're likely to find expert guidance in the pages of this book, drawn not only from my own experience as a practitioner and teacher, but also from the accumulated wisdom of the world's meditative traditions. I cover all the basic approaches and the potential issues and refer you to other resources for further investigation and study if you are so inclined. Other journeys that masquerade as meditation. Now that you have an overview of the meditative journey, take a look at some paths that superficially resemble meditation but lead you in an altogether different direction. Of course, every activity can become a meditation if you do it with awareness or concentration. For example, you can wash the dishes or drive the car or talk on the phone meditatively. In brackets, for more on how to do this, see chapter 15. But certain activities become confused with meditation in the popular imagination, whereas they may have a totally different intent. Some people claim that reading the newspaper or watching their favorite sitcom qualifies as meditation. Well, who am I to judge? Here are some ersatz meditations that certainly have their place in the repertory of leisure pursuits, but don't generally offer the benefits of meditation. Thinking. In the West, the term meditation has frequently been used to refer to a kind of focused reflection on a particular theme, as when you say, "I'm going to meditate on this problem for a while." Although higher order contemplation or inquiry plays a part in some meditation techniques, it bears little resemblance to the often tortured, conflicted process that usually passes for thinking. Besides, thinking tires you out, whereas meditation refreshes you and perks you up. Daydreaming and fantasy offer their own unique pleasures and rewards, including occasional problem solving and a momentary escape from difficult or tedious circumstances, but rather than leaving you feeling more spacious and more connected with being, as meditation does, daydreaming often embroils you more actively in the drama of your life. Spacing out. Sometimes spacing out involves a momentary gap in the unbroken stream of thoughts and feelings that flood your awareness, a kind of empty space in which nothing seems to be happening except being itself. Such genuine spacing out lies at the heart of meditation and can be deliberately cultivated and extended. Alas, most spacing out is just another form of daydreaming. Repeating affirmations. This common New Age practice, a contemporary version of what used to be called positive thinking, purports to provide an antidote to your negative beliefs by replacing them with positive alternatives. Generally, however, the negativity is so deeply rooted that the affirmations merely skim the surface like froth on the ocean and never really penetrate to the depth where your core beliefs reside. Self-hypnosis. By progressively relaxing your body and imagining a safe, protected place, you can lull yourself into an open, suggestible state known as a light trance. Here you can rehearse upcoming performances, return past events to get a more positive outcome, and reprogram your brain using affirmations. Although self-hypnosis differs from mindfulness meditation, the primary approach taught in this book, emphasizing ongoing attention to the present moment. It's actually quite similar to the healing and performance enhancement techniques offered in chapter 16. Eating a piece of fruit. For this in the moment exercise, imagine that you just arrived from another planet and have never experienced an orange before. The first, place an orange on a plate and close your eyes. The second, set aside all thoughts and preconceptions. Open your eyes and see the fruit as though for the first time. Notice the shape, the size, the color, the texture. The third, as you begin to peel the orange, notice how it feels in your fingers, the contrast between the flesh and the peel, the weight of the fruit in your hand. The fourth, slowly raise a piece of the orange to your lips and pause a moment before eating. Notice how it smells before you begin. The fifth, open your mouth, bite down, and feel the texture of its soft flesh and the first rush of juice into your mouth. The sixth, continue to bite and chew the orange, remaining aware of the play of sensations from moment to moment, imagining that this may be the first and last orange you will ever eat. Let each moment be fresh and new and complete in itself. Notice how this experience of eating an orange differs from your usual way of eating a piece of fruit. Praying. Ordinary or petitionary prayer, which calls on God for help or asks for something, can be performed meditatively, but has little in common with meditation as I've been describing it. However, contemplative prayer, also known as orison, in brackets, the yearning of the soul for union with the divine, in actually a form of concentrated contemplation whose focus is God. Sleeping. Refreshing though it may be, sleep is not meditation unless you happen to be an expert yogi who meditates in your sleep. Research shows that the brain waves generated during sleep are significantly different from those generated during meditation. Of course, meditators often find themselves falling asleep, and then, as one of my teachers used to say, sleep well. In brackets, for more on sleepiness in meditation, see chapter 12. Okay, let's stop here.